a shock of horror on my
There's no brown up here.
It's as if a demon has appeared. The energy of a
Hey,
demon.
woman!
No, go back. Open my eyes, like, hi, how do you painters? Do I have to be happy for every show? Do I have to be energetic and happy for every single show I do? Well, no, because that would be a lie. I'm here to tell the truth. So I'm having a really hard time right now with consciousness itself. And that's being reflected in the Bambi painting. In preparation for this episode, you can see last night I started trying to sketch in with charcoal. Someone's suggestion was, why don't you draw it with pencil lately? And then you can, work off that. And I was like, yeah, why don't I do that? Well, because the lines don't erase. So I've pretty much ruined the meadow and the heart with all these lines. And seriously considering getting a projector so that I can just project my sketch fresh, free, clear, clean on top of my background. Wham, bam. Get to the fun part, painting. Fuck this drawing bullshit that doesn't work out at this scale, and I lose the freshness and looseness of my sketches. As you can see, okay, I'm okay with the Bambi. The mom is half human, half deer, which is okay, but she's standing up. She's not running. She's a human with a deer head with broken legs standing up. So this is the part in the painting where chaos reigns. Everything is fucked up. And I'll tell you what else. I woke up this morning feeling completely numb. No sensation in my body. No feeling. Dissociated. Everything is like, might as well be a postcard of life that I'm looking at in a thrift store. And I decided to do Wim Hofing, which is, I don't know if you know about the Iceman, Wim Hof. You hyperventilate. And then hold your breath and go into a psychedelic journey. And when I did that, the left side of my body dissolved. And it was as if I was dying and dissolving, and there was nothing there on my left. And then I remembered the last time this happened was another time. Pardon the long introduction before I get painting. This is important context for this painting because this isn't just about painting. This is about the psyche and consciousness itself. So the last time I felt this sensation or lack thereof on the left side of my body, sorry, I keep not looking into the actual, hi people. Hey, I'm here now. We're here, we're together, okay? Stay with me, please. The last time this happened, I had been, for a few days, the world had been dissolving before my eyes. Everything was overexposed as if taken with a camera with the wrong settings. Color washed out, light too bright. Again, feeling like it's all fake. I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I go and see a helper woman, a guide who's good at like holding space for weird shit. During this time, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm closing my eyes. I'm feeling like, what's going on inside? I'm feeling suddenly a shock of horror on my left. It's as if a demon has appeared, the energy of a demon. And I flinch and I open my eyes. I'm like, there's something on my left. There's something on my left. She says, it's okay. Close your eyes. Go see what it is. I'm like, okay. I go in. It's the dead mother. It is possibly an epigenetic memory of my mom's brain, remembering her mother getting killed in the car that she was in the car wreck. Okay, the impetus for this painting, among other things in my life. The horror of I saw the dead mother. I saw the steering wheel. I saw the blood. I burst into tears. The demon on the left was the dead mother. I cried hysterically, and for the next 3 days, I floated in like a womb-like state, drinking a lot of water, trying to integrate this trauma coming into consciousness. So this morning, to make a long story as long as it needs to be, this morning I wake up, I'm in this dissociated state. I had been trying to draw these deer figures last night to prepare for the show. I Wim Hof. His name is Wim Hof, W-I-M-H-O-F, and I call it Wim Huffing because you're going. During the Wim Huffing, as I said, the left side of the body began to dissolve, and then it came to me, the mother is on the left. So I'm in it right now deep with this painting and the trauma, okay? I'm kind of kidding and this is kind of a show and this is also kind of real. So actually, this is a real show. So there's all that difficulty, but there's also the difficulty of the drawing. The deer is fucked up and not in a good way. And I've already ruined the meadow and the heart. This is what happens. When I asked my Mom, how did you survive that? Like, how do you even make sense of that? She said, well, I just figured the worst had already happened. By age 8, the worst had already happened. So just go on. So in this painting, the worst has already happened. The meadow and the heart is destroyed, defiled by fucked up charcoal lines. Now we just move on with nothing to lose. It's nice to have a nice neutral white palette to mix your colors on. You know, keeps the mind clear, the eyes clear. Jesus. What I'm gonna do is just go in there and redo the mom. I'm gonna try to have the mom be kind of more sideways. God, I just don't know how she's supposed to fit. Stop talking and fucking paint, please. To show real despair, you have to make the back part of the mouth wider. It's different than Get it? Can't you feel it? It's much different. Maybe his mom ends up being like a ghost deer. I'm so confused with all these lines. I can't tell what is happening. I so can't see what is happening here. Oh, what's happening? I'm so lost. Why is she so high? Why is she so vertical? How do you make her look more flat? Maybe you have to have a tail like closer. No, like there's the shoulder. There's the neck. Is that how it works? Like here's the back. Okay, there's the butt. I'm so lost right now. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like I have no idea about the proportions. What am I even seeing? That's like the stomach. What does that look like? Can anyone even tell? What is even happening? This being the case, how does one proceed? Oh One proceeds, maybe. Wow. Hope you weren't attached to the meadow in the heart that I worked so hard on. One proceeds by trying to see what this is. What is this? Okay, the head is enormous. Have you ever seen such a mess in your life? How do I make the mom look bigger? The mom is bigger. She's a bigger animal and she's closer. So why does she look, what is happening? How do I make her look bigger? I make her bigger. And enlarge her. Maybe we don't get to see that much of the mom's body because it's off the screen. Hope you weren't attached to anything that has come before this because it's all fucked now. Oh, hey, look. See, this is what I'm talking about though. Like artists who block things in, you can kind of start to see shapes, you know, when you block things in. But I don't like blocking things in because I like these layers. I like having these delineated layers. But maybe I'm just thinking the projector could be a way to have the best of all worlds. It's kind of a fucked up leg, but it's okay. It's okay. So tail, but starting to look a little more like she's from the back. Yeah. Going back to the drawing implement because maybe from here, I might understand what the hell. Okay, so here's the shoulder. And then in my sketch, see, I like this useless arm, you know? She has a useless arm hanging. God, there's one scene in the Bambi book where during the massacre and all the animals are running and there's like a squirrel or a badger or something that Bambi calls like Miss Ellie, and she's lying on the ground and I think it's maybe a bird, and she says to Bambi, she says in a completely normal voice, Bambi, it's a funny thing, I can't feel my legs. I can't move. How strange. Because she's fucking in shock and dying on the ground and bleeding. Like that kind of shit is in Bambi. Like the horror of war and massacre is in the book. And the moral of the whole story is to not cry. I think that book is like war propaganda. It's like a desensitization tool. What's a little war somewhere else? This is war. This is the face of war here, people. This is the face of war! I don't know. Still, something is not right about her loose hanging limb. It needs to have a little more desperation in it. No, it's moving backward. I need it to be moving somewhat forward. I need it to be like a leg that was reaching forward and then lost its strength, lost its power. Reaching forward, and then failed. Still not good. Moving on. We'll get the leg later. I mean, the main thing is the reared back head and trying to have that look somewhat like in line with the body. So if the head, okay, if I had another ear right there, then what would the head be doing? Then, okay, like, again, not Something about having both the ears, especially the shape they are right now, carry a lot of pathos. Except it's kind of starting in the wrong spot. See, if I had a projector, all this messing around here would just be not happening. I would just kind of have it figured out. But maybe all this messing around is adding something to the painting, you know, that otherwise just wouldn't exist. Okay. Again, I'll say, adios to the meadow and the heart. I wonder psychologically what it is that makes me do it this way. Like to perfect the back layers and be so picky about the back layers that then just become like the field of destruction. Is this the repetition compulsion? You know, when people keep repeating the core traumas and core tragedies, hoping for a different result, like hoping I'll get control, hoping, oh my God, this is the fall. This is the fall from grace, the perfection. I manage it, and then I fall, and then I fall over and over. When I make a painting, I'm recreating the fall in all my paintings. Okay, Bambi's mom is looking a bit well fed. No, you know, not fat shaming her. It's fine. It's good. I mean, but yeah, she should be. This shows the loss of, like, you know, the nourishment of the mother. I want her neck to be longer. Her shoulder starts there. And then we have the powerless hoof. There, that's good. And then maybe if her body was a little, not quite so thick. Let me stand back. Oh, and then this arm, this is the clincher right here. Okay, shoulder starts there, arm. Ah. She's like, Bambi, keep running. Whatever you do, don't stop. Just keep running. For some reason, it looks like it's coming out of her throat. It's too crossed over. Hey, why don't we destroy some more meadow in the heart? Why don't we? How do I make the arm not so crossed over? Okay, so I guess if it's not crossed over, you just don't see very much of it. That. Still looks like a freaking demon coming out of her neck. Someone who can draw, tell me, do this for me. Okay, I'm gonna stand back. There's not enough neck. I'm gonna try to extend the neck and foreshorten the body. Is that possible? Like, make the shoulder start here. Remember how I used to get worried when I made a mark wrong and I would like, hurry up and wipe it off? Well, the worst has already happened. We just move on. I want the neck to be a little longer, throat, neck, and then start the shoulder like here. Useless hand. There, see, just that overlap I don't know if anyone could see that, but just that little overlap made the hoof go in the right direction. There. I don't know, whatever. All right, I think that was a somewhat successful foreshortening. And I'm just gonna make Bambi's mom a little less rotund in the butt, a little less in the trunk, you know, and then tail up a little higher. It's gonna be a little butthole. Any chance you have to draw a butthole, you should take it. Come on, motherfucker. This is the leg that is somewhat humanoid, so that you'll have a little more humanoid empathy. All right, and now the arm reaching out, Bambi. Hoof reaching. All right, maybe. Hey. Yeah, something about the shape of the deer ears is got some poetry to it. I don't know. Not what that is, but it's there. Well, maybe that happened. Maybe that's a wrap. I think the mom is dare I say it? Okay. I mean, dying, but okay. So now the easy part, where I already have an outline figured out. Bambi. All I gotta do is trace them in. Why should you outline Bambi with a regular deer color? No, let's outline Bambi with different colors. Just because that might make him more interesting later on. Like in the painting. I don't mean later on in his life. He actually turned out to be a real fucking prick, actually, that Bambi. But, you know, that's because the way he was treated. In the last paragraph of the book, Bambi book, he came upon some other young fawns that were crying for their mother. Did I already tell you this? Sorry, repetition compulsion. Well, if you didn't see that show, what happened is he comes across some other young fawns that were crying for their mother, and he told them, "What are you crying about? You need to grow up. Quit your crying. Quit being little babies." Same thing that happened to him. Well, but I turned out okay. Huh. No, you didn't, Bambi. You just enforce. I didn't even tell you, people. God, the shit that is going on. So, you know, there's deer in the meadow here, right? That I've been watching. And the morning that I was trying to draw these deer, I was trying to figure out how I was going to do the deer before the show, and how I was going to do deer running, and the deer were running around the meadow, which they've never done. They've never run around the meadow. They usually just stand and eat. Well, they were running on the meadow that day. Then, okay, the other day, I'm watching the deer. I may have thrown them an apple. I may have fed the wildlife, even though that's totally selfish and is not helping them, and it's just for my own gratification. I may have done that once or twice, maybe a whole bag. I could have possibly done something along those lines. And I was throwing possibly another apple to the deer. And the mom ate the apple. And then the baby, there's a boy and a girl, the boy came over and tried to get a little of that apple out of the mom's mouth. And the mom wasn't giving it to him. And then the baby, Bambi, took his hoof in his leg and hit his mom in the shoulder like, The mom fucking brought down the hammer. Her whole leg and hoof, cloven hoof, on Bambi's back. Bam! Bambi flattens out. He's like, ugh. And I was like, oh, I thought that was war propaganda. Maybe it's actually just the way nature works. Maybe war is natural. Any utopian visions I have are disappearing quickly watching these deer. What if all the horrible things that are happening are natural and not some abomination of nature? I mean, we're nature. I don't know. I'll leave you with those thoughts. Please respond on my Instagram comments with your any insights you may have of these deep philosophical subjects. Or just give me a smiley face and a fire and a rainbow and a thumbs up and a heart. All right, okay, people, just what would be the How Do You Paint show without a fucked up ending, huh? It would be a better How Do You Paint show. Okay, no, thanks for real though. Thank you for coming to the show. See you next week where we try to do some repair on the meadow. Get our villain in, get some nature in, get these deer fleshed out. And, I don't need to tell you what we're gonna do. Just come back and let's do it together, okay? Okay. Thanks for coming by. I guess this is sort of the thing I do now is I just walk off into the painting.